So you go straight into the video.
This is
Hey everybody, it's Andrew
and Sarah,
and we are today getting to talk to the amazing. I really can't wait to get into this.
blushing.
Well, I just did
Malcolm
it.
Vella.
Oops, I messed up. But
You've seen him in the group
Oh my
frolicking on his estate.
we've seen you in all the groups. I mean, I know this podcast. Obviously, you might have seen us in the group Real Men Wear Kilts and a couple other groups, but predominantly our shows have been there. This is CE Kilts, our company that sells kilts. However, this is not a commercial for that. This is our way of reaching out and making sure that people in the world get to meet some of the most amazing folks that we have in our brains, people that have made impacts for whatever reason. And I can't wait to get into that. But give us a quick rundown. Who is Malcolm?
Oh, geez. Wow. Malcolm is a suburban boy that lives in Mississauga, Ontario, just outside of Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an immigrant. We came to Canada back in 1973 when I was 2 years old.
Wow.
From Malta. Malta.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
it's a fascinating little tiny island south of Sicily in the Mediterranean. Not a lot of people heard about it, but I consider it a gem. We were just there last June.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
nights.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've been into fashion since, my goodness, 1989. Yeah.
Yes.
I went right into fashion college and studied for 3 years, and then worked with a designer in Toronto, and then did what's it called, quality control for a bunch of other companies, and presently I work for a women's wear company in Canada called Clio, and I do what's my title again? Design coordinator. It's a big fancy title where I sketch all day, manipulate prints, create prints, help the buyers with their vision of what they want to produce and put out on the market. And on the side,
so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the best part, it's only like a mile away from home. So I usually ride my bike to work, and I come home for lunch. So I've been there for 24 years this October. And on my side hustle, I design and create clothes for like custom orders, whether it be like bridal, prom, kilts, special occasion outfits, curtains, cushions. I even recovered my umbrella and patio furniture.
Are you responsible for that wallpaper behind you?
No, isn't it fabulous? I'll tell you the story behind that.
Fascinated by it.
Yeah. And Halloween costumes is the other one. Well, this wallpaper, now back in 2007, my house was on an HGTV makeover show. And it was called Home Heist, with Colin and Justin. They're two Scottish designers. They've been around for quite a while. And it was the best experience of my life. They redid pretty much the whole house, the whole main floor, master bedroom, and this room, which they created into like a fitting room for when I have clients over.
Oh my God, how cool.
So I'd show you around, but it is right now a disaster. I actually have a bathroom sink in here.
It would have been funny if it was the kitchen sink.
Because I just realized I'm quite handy, and I've done some local DIY, like change the bathroom sink, change the toilet faucet. Yeah, and tiling. So yeah, I keep busy.
And we can't forget that you have epic facial hair. I've never been
this whole thing. And then I spent about an hour curling it.
One of my favorite jokes when somebody says, "Oh, your beard, it's so nice." I say, "Thank you. I grew it myself."
I'm envious of your beard. I could never grow it that long. It only stops.
The grass is always greener, because I was sitting at dinner the other day, and a guy had the beard down to his belly button, and I'm like, why doesn't mine ever go past this point? It just gets here, but
this is the longest. Yeah.
It tends to it's doing it right now. I need to go get a haircut because it's like fraying at the edges.
So it has reached its natural limit.
This is its max level of
Yeah.
ability. Yeah, but thank you. I do quite enjoy it. But my beard story is actually a lot less epic than you might think. I had terrible ingrown hairs, and the doctor said,
Oh.
"Can you just grow a beard?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Then do it."
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I almost joke that I have a doctor's note. So if somebody's like, "You need to shave," can't really.
Yeah. I'm just a lazy shaver. I hate shaving.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I'll
No,
trim
but-
it down like once every like 6 months, just to start it again,
Mhm.
and that's about it.
I did that for a while, and then I just decided to leave it alone. But less
Yeah.
before 2020, it was a lot more red, and now we call it. Do we call it paprika and salt?
Or
Sweet.
Salt and cayenne.
Salt, cinnamon, and
I
sugar.
like that.
I don't
Unlike
know.
salt and pepper.
Whatever you call red and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, what pink?
So okay, I noticed you first on the Facebook group Real Men Wear Kilts, I believe. And
During
it
the
was during
quarantine.
quarantine, but that's
Yeah.
when you got super busy in the group as well. And you absolutely inspired Sarah and me. We have a picture somewhere out there where it was our anniversary, and we decided to have a candlelit romantic dinner
Oh,
on the
On the
back in the
patio.
patio, but it was inspired by you. So
oh, sweet.
tell us
Oh.
that story.
Well, oddly enough, so in the beginning of the pandemic, it was like the mid-March 2020.
Mhm.
I got laid off from work,
Oh,
and I didn't know
too.
how long it was going to last. And Canada, they were giving support. The government was giving support to us, so we were catching a thing called CERB,
Right.
CERB. I forget what it stands for. Something benefits or relief benefits,
Yeah.
and that allowed us to live comfortably during the time. So I was laid off for 5 months. Now the first night, I kind of like, okay, what am I doing? I went to the liquor store because that was one of the things that was open.
Here too.
Oh yes.
They started allowing
Necessity.
driving home with alcohol, which Texas is not okay.
We had
with.
drive-through margaritas.
Yeah.
for the first
Yeah,
time.
it's all about morale and support and mental health, really.
Exactly.
If
And
that's what
Specs
it
was like, if
takes.
we close, Texas explodes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got home and my partner was here. He's downstairs watching television. I said, you know what? I want to dress for dinner. I'm going to get dressed for dinner. And so I did. I put on a suit that I had. We have a lot of clothes. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the
Well,
whole
if you're a designer,
house.
I would assume.
The
Is
whole
he a
house is a
costume
walk-in
too?
closet.
He's
No,
a girl.
he's an opera singer.
Well, again, wardrobe. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, but that's like a theater. Like that's at the theater, not in the house, right?
If
well,
you'll,
no,
if you'll
but you
know,
can't be seen in like a schmaltzy, terrible
No,
suit.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
if you out there watching know me and Sarah love to go off on tangents. Opera Singer is one of my favorite songs from a little group called Cake. And they have a song called Opera Singer, which I love that song. I sing
I
it
love
all.
Cake.
Oh, Cake is great. And in their
Yeah.
first CD, they have a wonderful song called I Am an Opera Singer.
No way.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard that
I'll
one.
have to send you a link for it. It's great.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Mhm.
So it started off with getting dressed and just having a dinner inside, and you took a couple of photos and posted, and then it continued the next night
Mhm.
and the next night, and then when the 31st of March, we said, "Oh, let's do a Halloween party," and so we dressed in our costumes. We went as Batman and Robin, and like on the 25th, we did a Christmas thing.
I love it.
And it lasted 75 days, and I didn't have a repeat outfit. And that's when I got called back to work. And I still had about 10 or 15 more outfits to show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
It
wait, was that 100% unique each one, or was it interesting mixing of great things?
A bit of both. Like maybe I repeated a shirt, but like everything else was all like one of. Yeah.
I joke often that Vanilla called about me and said damn, because I am
You are less so than you were 6 years ago, and I credit.
on our first vacation we got to Colorado.
Oh my god,
and
I
we
forgot about
opened
this.
she opened the suitcase, and I had gray shirts,
gray
shorts.
shorts.
Gray, like I
No.
don't know what happened. I don't even know why
It was
I did it.
15 shades of gray. Not in that good way.
But in the meantime, after seeing great posts like yours, and I have another interview here soon with a guy named Thomas William Tare. If you're not familiar with him, I would put I have 2 or 3 people in my. If I really need to know if this looks good, I'm going to get these gents involved. And
I'll be honest with you.
You'll be honest with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Why not?
You, Thomas.
I want.
Damien and Wade. Although Wade's a little, Wade is
more traditional.
He's so traditional, and I'm looking for modern.
Is he Wade? Wade in Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
No, he's wonderful. But the point is, he'd be like, I don't know, man. You're wearing your socks slouchy, so why don't you just go home and change?
Yes.
No, I think
none of that.
No. I do constructive criticism.
I have my and I know what I wanted to move over into in this conversation was that I messaged you and said, "Oh my gosh, you made this kilt. I saw that in your post. Tell me about making kilts." And we talked about that. We chatted about it like texting.
Yeah.
I went out and made my first, and I call it the jammy kilt. It's made out of flannel. I wouldn't do it again because you have about 6 hours in the thing before it's just stretched beyond usefulness.
Yeah.
You need to show the people.
Should I? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my jammy kilt.
This is a jammy kilt. It is made of literal like fabric store flannel.
It's just flannel.
Yeah.
And then of course, because I think it looks like my my Hogwarts house, I also wear my Gryffindor socks with my jammy kilt.
I love that.
And his Gryffindor T-shirt, so they can be that guy who peaked in high school. He's like, yeah, Quidditch '98.
I do. I'll wear this Quidditch shirt, which I look like a beater, and then I'm like, Quidditch '98. Yeah. I never did anything else in life, but that's my little. It's not a costume so much as whenever we do something fun like a party or watch.
Yeah.
But we all know that guy like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. Who's still reliving.
So you've made a few, especially with your talents.
Yeah, actually, I only the first kilt I made was in 2001. So a friend of mine, my friend Cindy and I, we went to Scotland together for 2 weeks. We backpacked. It was awesome. We crashed a wedding in Dorney, right by Eileen Donnan Castle. And I remember years ago, my aunt and uncle were visiting from Malta, and she brought me some fabric. It was Royal Stuart tartan. It wasn't wool. It was whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Thanks. So like I collect fabric, so I have fabric piled up in the basement.
I do too.
So yeah. So I came back from Scotland, and while I was in Scotland, I said I'd like to go into a kilt shop to just kind of see how they're made. And the girl says I wouldn't even attempt to make one. And I saw they're really like. I mean, I didn't. In all honesty, I didn't do it like the way they do it by hand. I used a machine.
Me too.
Yeah. I could whip up a kilt in honestly 4 hours. I timed myself. Yeah. So I made this kilt. I even made the sporran for it. I had like extra leather, and it looked really good. I was like, hell, man, wow, this is. And I got compliments when I went out and wore it to a Robbie Burns night and like used it as parts and stuff. And then that ended. And then how did it start again? I think it was following you guys. Well, I went to Scotland again in 2018 because I tossed a coin because I had some vacation time left. So I tossed a coin, and heads was Hawaii, tails was Scotland. So lo and behold, I went to Scotland. I know. I'm like, but I just go where the wind takes me. So I went to Scotland for 10 days?
Wow.
And I was so inspired by that. I bought my partner and I kilts from one of the shops there, not the super expensive ones, like they were like about $100 or whatever. And I was like, I could do this. So our local fabric store here carries provincial tartans. So in Canada, we have provinces like British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Ontario, Quebec, PEI, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, blah, 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 and Newfoundland. And so I start off buying a bunch of the Ontario tartan, and that was when I made my first kilt. And then I got Nova Scotia, made a Nova Scotia tartan, Cape Breton tartan. I have actually Newfoundland tartan downstairs. I did a British Columbia tartan, Ontario tartan, of course, and the Canadian maple tartan. Which I actually,
the maple tartan is beautiful. Yeah,
it's really beautiful. It's very autumnal, and I made that one in 2000 to wear to a friend's wedding. They were getting married in Scotland. She's from Australia, he's from Scotland, and they were getting married there. So I said, I'm gonna wear this, and made it, and I didn't get to wear it there. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the flight. Well, COVID hit, and everything went to hell in a handbasket.
I'm a very amateur sewer myself. I have a nice sewing machine. I got a Husqvarna, and I have a nice serger, so I can do most anything.
He's a serious amateur, not an amateur. That's an important difference.
Serious amateur.
So, do you have any current projects you're working on?
Surprisingly enough, I'm working on patio cushions for a friend of mine. And I have a wedding dress coming up. I have an outfit. Oh, this is for next year, for a concert to wear on stage. And my niece is graduating from grade 8 into grade 9, so I'm doing her grad dress along
fantastic.
with my other niece. Yeah, so it's fun.
When y'all go to grade 9 up there, do you move over into a high school, or does it?
Yes, it's a high school. Yeah.
Okay.
In the Catholic school system. Yeah.
It's funny, like even in America, she went to something called junior high.
Yeah, I had something called junior high that was just grades 7 and 8.
Yes, that's correct.
They take all the pubescent people and just shove them in a holding.
We have that here too.
Or like anyone who comes out alive, cool, you can go to high school.
Yeah.
Battle royale. And we're only a few years apart, but there was no junior high. I had a middle school, which was like 6, 7, and 8, and then I moved into high school, which was 9, 11, 12. So
we have that here too in the public school system.
Little known fact about me, during my university days, I had a lot of Canadian buddies, and they came into my dorm one time.
He played hockey.
This is where that's going.
Oh yeah, that's it.
They came into my dorm room one day and they were like, rollerblades, eh? And I'm like, yeah. And they said, do you play? And I'm, play what? They're like, hockey. I'm like, this is Texas. It turns out that there's a really big hockey thing here. I loved the Stars, since before, even when they were North Stars. And so they said, well, do you want to play hockey? I'm like, why do you think I know how to play hockey? Like, it was a great let's say battle plan. There was a whole line of Americans that just let Canadians breathe. And then we would watch until they were ready to get back out, and then we would sit down and have pretty good seats to watch Canadians win a game for us. So I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Oh, fun! Yeah, because you don't think hockey in Texas.
There's a pretty big hockey scene here, actually. But
no, people obsessively love the Stars.
There's 3 minor league. There's 2 minor league teams here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there are 3 training facilities, like ice time and everything. Yeah, so it's a big deal here. So you were saying what you're working on. I am obsessed with. I don't want to lose tradition, but I want to move some of my look into a modern style. And so I'm not great at making things from scratch. But I am okay at altering stuff. And so I'm trying to get us a nice casual look with like the jersey knit sweatshirt blazer. And I want to kiltify it so that it's not down to my knees like all my other jackets, and come up with a nice, I'm dressed and I'm as fancy as you want me to be with a blazer and all, but I'm still kind of relaxed.
But you're comfortable.
Yes.
But here's a question
that's the key
to the fashion guy.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time when it is okay to wear regular gentlemen's jackets or waistcoats with a kilt? Or do they all require alteration to not be too ridiculous?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's not really okay. Yeah. I think proportionately I find it looks funny.
I do too.
In my head, if it's like, when you stand up, when I wear a jacket, I like it to hit like just
Mhm.
right around
here,
your
like
Yep.
yeah, just like when I extend my arm down and point, that's where I like my jacket to hit
yeah.
when I'm wearing a suit. Now a kilt jacket would be about 2 inches, I think, shorter than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just find it looks not pleasing to the eye.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. So
I
that
know
is
Wade. I'm giving a shout out to Wade. I know he had suit jackets shortened,
Right.
you know,
and they looked actually pretty good.
I haven't talked to him about that. I want to know how they did that with most of the jackets that I pick up, unless the pocket is an external pocket. How do you do that? I don't know how you
Yeah.
get around there being a hole or a pocket that's like that big or something.
You'd be surprised. Like I think the pocket usually hits just at the waist or just slightly below the waist. I'm trying to think of a jacket that I have, and to shorten it just by
like
2 inches.
shove the flap inside or something.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do.
Cut it off. I don't know, but that is the big question. I buy.
Yeah.
There is a line on Amazon from a company called Voboom, and I think they're Vietnamese,
Mm-hmm.
but they love making tweed like herringbone things. And so there's this vest that I get, and I buy them, and I cut off 3 inches off the bottom.
Yeah.
I sew it all shut, and it looks fantastic with kilts.
See, I'm a short guy. I'm about 5'4" tall, and maybe 5'4.5". I know my photos. I remember bumped into somebody on the street that we follow each other on Instagram, and I'm like, "Hey, I know you." He's like, "Oh my God, I thought you were taller." Like that's the first thing he said. I'm like, hey, Maltese people are not tall. Yeah, and it's the angle of the camera too.
You know, I have been, so I did a couple of shows here recently. Damien was out for something, and so I took over his fashion show, which I am, you know, I'm a little bit, but he knows so much more than I do. But my show was all about taking better photos of yourself. Because
Yeah.
we are horrible at it. You know, for some of my first things were stop taking mirror selfies in your kilt. Just stop that. Like
especially when it's like mirror selfies.
Yeah.
Especially when the camera's in there. Like
Yes.
I'm always aware of what's around me. If it's messy, I will blur it out.
Oh, absolutely.
No, like you put yourself directly between the hats and the lamp and under the halo mirror. And you're well framed.
That's fantastic.
It's like
that needs to be like, we'll get this video and you'll have to.
I did this on purpose.
Yes,
I know.
I believe that.
But you're conscientious of it.
I guess so. Then, you know, we've kept you forever. Let's go to the big question, the one that I always look forward to hearing. So, if on our website we were like, "Hey, we're debuting the Malcolm," what is the Malcolm? How would you like? You're gonna choose the jacket or the vest and the shirt and the kilt and the socks and the shoes. Give me the Malcolm. What is it?
The Malcolm would be like a mossy green. Predominant, right? I love green.
Kind of like this color, or is this too turquoisey?
That's right behind you. I would call that jade, from what I can tell.
I think that's right.
You would know. Like this is your business. To know.
Like, yeah, I would do like a mossy green tweed jacket. I would love that.
Love it already.
You know, it's kind of earthy. The kilt would have moss green in it with maybe hints of orange and or a rusty color. So it'd be very earthy.
Cool.
Yeah. That's what I would describe as the Malcolm.
Jacket, waistcoat, sweater, what?
You know, I'd love a turtleneck.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't
like turtlenecks. I feel like it's a weak person.
Well, they're wasted on you because you can't see them anyway.
Yeah.
one of those off topic jokes. My sister-in-law for Christmas, she heard me. They were talking about things you want, and I wanted a wonderful tweed tie. And she assumed I meant bow tie, so she bought me a bow tie. And so I put it on, and I had to take the picture like this. And I joked with her that I'm going to send her pictures all year and say, "Here I am wearing your bow tie."
Yeah,
and of course there's no bow tie. Well, that's awesome.
And I really like a crisp white shirt,
like starched, a little cowboyish.
Yeah. Well, it's just crisp and white, and I think it offsets the the tartan and the jacket better. I'm not a big fan of a black shirt with a tartan, like like the outfit.
Okay.
I find it looks almost like you're going to a funeral in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are I'm not necessarily always up on the latest. What is I just watched Wednesday. We had a blast watching Wednesday.
I love that. I
I'll tell
loved
you,
it. Oh,
if I do make that if I do manage to alter this this jersey knit that blazer that I have, I've got to put my logo on the pocket because I was loving that the whole time, and not to look like a high schooler, but I was watching their ties.
Yeah,
that collar with obviously it's lost on me, but I love those collars with that rounded edge and then the tie coming down. I was like,
that's called a club collar.
What is in right now? Which collar?
You know what? It's really so open. Like I tend to just go what I feel works for me and what I like. I don't like to be a fashion victim because some people will wear something because it's in style now, but it doesn't suit you. Okay. Like honestly, be honest with yourself and go with what makes you feel comfortable. And when you look in the mirror and go, damn, I look good.
I like that. That is how I actually do it. But I remember back in 2001, I was on my term in Europe from university, and I was wearing a gunmetal or dark gray shirt because it was
he likes gray.
They were in at the time. Okay, they were in at the time, but Northwood University, where I went, had a huge fashion program. And one of the girls came up to me quietly and whispered in my ear, and she said, "That gray is so last year." And I was like, "Really?"
How rude.
I know. Well, she was polite about it, but I was like, honestly, I came away and I said, I don't care.
See, that's a bit pretentious. I would never do that.
Well,
gray. Yeah.
It stuck with me. It stuck with me that I don't keep up with that information, and so
yeah, I've never been a follower. Like I like wearing kind of fun things. That my favorite place to shop is like a secondhand store.
Me too.
Or or like I'm a big bargain shopper. I went to it's called Winners, and they're like TJ Maxx in the States.
Okay.
I go in there not looking for anything. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, it's on clearance, even better. And then just make things work. Like mix it up a bit. I love the look of it's Jamie from Highlander, right?
Yeah.
Outside of the show, when he goes out in public with his kilt, he's wearing a leather jacket, with a turtleneck. Yeah. That looks amazing. And those boots and stuff. I think that's the epitome of kilt fashion. Like, it's so good.
What's so funny is Damien and I have been sending pictures back and forth for like weeks with shoes that we have found because we don't know what he's wearing. We're like, what is this shoe? What is this boot that he's wearing?
And they finally found out.
He's wearing spats. And I was like, oh, finally. They are weird spats too. Yes, they are odd.
Oh.
But they look so cool. And so we're trying to get spats now. So
because that's why they couldn't find any similar boots, because they are not made.
This is one place that I'm very envious of women, because if you go into I go into the women's section at the boot store, and there's like
more variety
sizes that, and then you go to the guys section and we have like two kinds of boots. We have cowboy boots and we have
motorcycle boots.
I gotta show you something.
Uh-oh, show me.
Okay, so I have these.
Ooh,
yes, yes.
Right? Yep. These are vintage, probably from the 1930s.
God, I wish we had stuff around here.
They're solid leather. I got these off of eBay a million years ago, and I wore them last for. I went to a Bridgerton ball. You know the show Bridgerton?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I wore these I have brown leather shoes that look like this. I have tartan pants that I wore with it. And actually people thought I was part of the whole cast, which is kind of funny.
That's fantastic.
And so these
a compliment, right? If you look.
Oh, absolutely. People were taking photos with me. I was like, okay, sure, I'll take a photo with you. Yeah.
Yes.
But these, it's just look on eBay's and stuff. Well, eBay has gotten a bit more expensive. These, when I got these off of eBay, they were $25, and I just found another pair. They were like 100. I'm like,
Oh,
huh?
easily.
Yeah, and in not as good
another
condition as
guy
these ones.
here who's making me something, but we still don't have a pattern, so we're working on that. But one of the cool things is if you have somebody that can make them for you, you can almost get them dyed any color you want.
Absolutely, I make my own patterns.
That's I was wrapping aluminum foil around my foot and putting in duct tape so I could make a pattern.
That's a good idea.
That is the sneaky cosplayers that I YouTube videos when they're going to make like an outfit. That's what they do. They cover themselves in aluminum foil, and then they cover themselves in duct tape. And
I was blown away when I saw that.
Yep, it's genius. Absolutely genius, especially because you can end up with a flat pattern. So cool. Very cool.
Brilliant.
Well, it's been 30 minutes. I told you it would only be 15. I'm sorry to take so
I love it.
It's so much fun talking to
I
you.
really enjoy this. I could talk to you all night.
Well, I have ulterior motives because, as I said, there are a few people that I think are absolutely, the masters of class and fashion. I would love to end up with a cool podcast with those people, and I show pictures that have been approved. I want people to submit pictures and say, make me better. And then I get those people in to say, if you want to go modern, this is what you do. And then if you want traditional, this is what we do. And
I want to recruit you and a couple others for the panel.
We'll see how that goes, but that's on my wish list.
One thing I have to add is the whole kilt wearing thing. Me not being of Scottish descent, the only thing Scottish about me is my name. I love how everyone's so happy that you are wearing it, and you're like almost like giving a nod to their culture, And I always, and it's not a form of appropriation because it's accepted, and I think that's so important.
Appreciation, and one of the best reasons why I say that is Scotland made all-inclusive tartans.
I saw that. That was amazing.
They've been around for, they've got stuff like my favorite tartan and CE kilts. When we go out, if we had a uniform for a store that we don't have,
it's Holyrood.
It would be Holyrood, which is, hey, everybody's invited.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
Got blues and browns and yellows and I guess there's a little black in there. I think it's one of the funnest tartans. So
yeah,
absolutely,
you can have so much fun with a tartan. Oh my goodness!
So, what is your absolute favorite tartan if you had to choose?
Well, currently, I'm going to get it.
Please.
It's the British, the British Columbia tartan. It's so beautiful. I mean, I do like the Ontario, but the British Columbia is just more elevated and colored, I think. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Is it just the material? Oh, it's a kilt.
I wore this out for a wedding. Oh, yeah. Let me pull it out. There you go. Okay. So, all right. So this is so I wore it with a little vest, gingham shirt.
Yes.
Right? It's nice, right? It gives it, makes it not too formal. And I wore like a this striped tie.
Right.
If you see that, right? But the tartan, let's just pull this off here. It's like, whoop.
You have 3 patterns, and somehow it's working.
Yeah.
I am so.
My mind is blown.
I'm like, I don't want to try that because I'll be wrong, but it's so awesome.
But that's the thing. There is a way to do print clashing, and to make sure that. So you have this bold print, right? Right, this tartan. You get this smaller check, right?
Right.
And then what anchors it is the solid navy vest.
Fantastic.
Right? Wow. So, and then I can't remember what socks I wore with this. I think just black socks. And the red in the tie picks up this red and blue that picks up on the kilt too, right?
Wow.
So it's not so matchy.
That is definitely masterwork there, because I'm like gray, and more gray than I
No, color is meant to have fun. And apparently now it just started, I think is it the Hindu Festival of Holi? Right, it's a festival of color. So, I think that's important. Like, if everyone adapts some color in their wardrobe, color
Right, like
makes
I
everybody
need to
happy.
wear my blue T-shirt with my same color of blue sweatshirt. It just happened.
It's color.
But
Lots
it
of
just
color.
happened.
So, well, that's great. Do you have any last things, anything that you want to shout out and people need to go check out, or anything like that you want us to know about? Anything coming up?
No, not really. Just have, my thing is just have fun with fashion. Like, if it makes you feel good, wear it.
I like
Don't mind those people that look at you funny, because you know what? They're just jealous that they don't have the guts to wear what you're wearing.
I agree with you on that.
And in all honesty, every time I wear a kilt out in public, the reception has been phenomenal.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's a conversation piece.
It is,
I want to talk to you because you're wearing a kilt.
There's
exactly
also something about wearing it, and I at least, I'm not going to speak for you, but I tend to go, if I'm going to put this on, I know I'm going to be approached, so I need to swagger, and I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You wear it because, totally agree with you there. You're going to get some form of comment, and you got to prepare yourself for that.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you would hang on, I'm gonna hit this little button here so you know to subscribe
down there.
And we will look forward to reaching out to you soon. I don't know how that's going to work, but I would love to have a panel of people that have vastly different opinions, but are all awesome.
Right.
To come about and
have
say
the same level of expertise but different perspectives.
Yeah, be like, if you're not using yellow socks with that, you're missing out. Like something cool,
Like when
yellow socks would be fun.
Under Ukrainian skies with yellow socks, I was like, "What are you doing?" But he put it on; it looked amazing.
Yeah, see, I think that's the thing. It's like people, they see it separately, and they can't connect the two until you connect the two.
Unless you do it,
it's like a eureka moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, wow. Yeah.
Well, again, thanks so much for giving us some time tonight. I loved it.
The pleasure was mine.
We're gonna do.
Glad to meet you. Finally.
We're both working.
It's great chatting.
One of our things has been reaching out to people that matter to us more. So I hope.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
And reach out to you more.
Love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Man, it's been awesome.
Keep on doing what you do.
Say hi to everybody for us. See you
Will do. Ciao.
And